You know, I actually forgot to include Once Human as another good free-to-play game. Me and my girl have been playing it. One of the biggest issues with that game, though, is performance. It runs like ass. I went into a higher level zone. There's like a the level 40 zone or whatever, and I just went over there just to explore, and my FPS dive bombed. It went from, I was getting like a good 60 to 70 FPS to all of a sudden getting 12 FPS when I look in certain directions. That's really bad. So the game is like super poorly optimized in all directions. That game needs to be optimized. Other than that, it seems like a really fun game. I'm getting into it, but yeah, the performance issues is what really is like screwing my whole entire experience. You can't play Once Human for the same reason. Yeah, it runs like ass. You know, and my girl is playing it on, she's playing it on the Legion Go, which is the handheld, like Steam Deck type of thing, and it runs pretty good on her system. But the thing is that her system runs on AMD, and it seems like the game is more optimized towards AMD than Nvidia chips. I'm on an Intel and Nvidia system, so it runs like ass on Nvidia. Apparently, I've been looking all over the forums, and they all say the same thing, like, oh, you gotta update your fucking drivers and you gotta do all sorts of stupid bullshit just to get the game to run properly. And I'm like, nah, man, I'm not jumping through no fucking hoops. If the game doesn't run out of the box, like, I just don't even want to play it. You know, like, I'm like that. I'm really like straight to the point like that. So it's making me not like it. But unfortunately, my girl really likes Once Human, so I'm playing it for her. You know, and I like the game. Like, the game is enjoyable. It's just the performance is really fucking spotty, man. It's all up and down. Like, you don't know when the FPS is gonna come after you. Like, I feel like the big boss of that game is your FPS. Like, out of nowhere, it will go from like beautiful, like fucking 70 FPS all the time, and you're like, yeah, this is great, and then 12, and then it's like, oh, what the fuck. And then also the servers lag, so you're rubber banding. Like, I built a car and I'm driving the car around, and then all of a sudden my car would teleport back to where I was like a minute ago, and I'm like, wait, what the fuck is going on here? So the game also has like server problems. And you know, I think the biggest issue with that game is that it's a live service game, so they force you to play on their servers. You can't make your own server like traditional survivor games. You know how like Conan Exiles, for example, you can make your own server. You can buy your own private server or make your own and run it, you know, on the side. And that's beautiful. But with Once Human, you can't do that shit. You have to run on their servers. So you're at the mercy of them. If the servers go down, too bad, so sad. You're gonna have to go play something else because the servers are down, bitch. You know, like that's a huge issue right there. Also, out of all the survival style games, I find Once Human to be the least grindy. It's not that bad. Like, because, you know, at first I was complaining about, you know, you got to chop trees and break rocks and all that, which you still got to do a lot of that. You're going to be spending a lot of time doing that. It's not like Power World where you get to have like your Pokemon go and craft shit for you all fucking day. It doesn't work like that. Like, you can get these deviants that do work for you, but they're not as fast as the Pokemon. The Pokemon do it way better. Way faster, way better. So that's a downside right there. And you can only put so many deviants. You can only put 5 deviants down. So you have to have one that's going to be on your backpack that you're going to use. I like the slime one because it heals me. So I like that one. So that's been my favorite one. So I'm kind of like a healer. So whenever my girl needs heals, I'll tell her to like go behind my little slime thing. That sounds hilarious already. Just saying those words. But anyway, you know what I mean. But then also, yeah, there's limited amount of little Pokemons you could put down to like go do work for you. So that's why it's not as good. You're still gonna be spending a lot of time chopping trees and breaking rocks. But the thing that I've noticed that's really good though is that they give you a huge quantity, especially if you got the upgrade for like getting like more loot. It makes it even better. So that's what's cool. So chopping trees is like you can get thousands and thousands of logs in like 2 minutes, you know, like just chopping a few trees down and stuff. Like it's really good. It's really good. They do it better than other Survivor games. You know, like most of the time in those like Conan Exiles, for example, you can make your own parameters. So you can make your own difficulty. So you can make it so that you get like 4 times the amount of loot when you chop a tree down, you know? So like you can make it the way you want it. And Once Human, you can't do that. Since you're on their servers, you're at the mercy of whatever the developers put in there. So I feel like they made it pretty good though. Like they did a good job with balancing that out to make it a little bit more chill. Like it's not super grindy like that. So it's nice. It's nice. They did a good job with it. It has these looter shooter type feeling to Once Human that's pretty decent also. So I like that. And I mean, you can't beat it. It's free to play also, so you can just download it and try it yourself. So that's another big plus.